Sup guys, it's your boy Justin with another X-Men month review. I almost said Batman month. Oh my god. I don't even know if we're going to do a Batman month this year. So for people that don't know, for the month of June, we celebrate X-Men month. We'll review X-Men titles, spin-offs, solo books, whatever. And today we're reviewing a crossover book. This is WILDC.A.T.S. X-Men The Golden Age by Scott Lobdell with art by Travis Clarest. This is an alternate cover by Jim Lee and Scott Williams. So, yeah, this came out in 1997. I got this for $4, and holy, you know what, for a book this thick, especially for the 90s, which the 90s comics were pretty thin. Not as thin as today, but holy crap. This was actually a decent read. It took like 20 minutes to read it. For $4, it's not bad. So most of the comic book is in black and white. It takes place during the World War II era. So I'm not going to say, you know, the Nazi word. Oops, I did. The toasters are going to shadow ban this video again. So yeah, by the way, printed in Canada, by the way. So yeah. So yeah, this comic book is basically about Wolverine, I guess, is a spy during World War II. And this is before he had his claws. He doesn't even have his bone claws. And he was sent on a mission to get this scroll from the Germans, which is like some kind of ancient arcane artifact. And, you know, he's about to get executed when somebody turns out the lights, and it turns out it's Zealot from WILDC.A.T.S, who's a Coda ninja. So if people don't know the story of WILDC.A.T.S, it's basically Eternals, where it's like you have like two ancient alien races on Earth, and they're fighting like a basically like a war. Like that's been lasting for like centuries. Or millennia or whatever. Yeah, so it's mostly in black and white, but like you do have some like color here and there, which really cool art, by the way. Very much, it reminds me of 80 Granoff. So yeah, at first, this was like, you always have the cliche of the heroes meet each other for the first time and they think they're bad guys. Why would you think she's a Nazi, Wolverine? And then he calls her a Nazi. He's like, no, and he's like, no, you're the Nazi. I'm gonna cut you down. It's like, what? So yeah, so they decide to team up to go after the Eckhart, I think the guy's name is, who's the Nazi commandant. Only for it to turn out the Nazi commandant is not exactly human. He is a filthy Damonite. So this was a cool scene, because it's obvious like, oh yeah, Wolverine's never seen anything like this before. By the way, they also make fun of Wolverine. Zealot makes fun of Wolverine shooting, by the way. Which, yeah. Oh, and they kept... It was triggering me that they kept calling Wolverine American. Because, like, come on... I really hated that, man. That they retconned like Wolverine as American. Like the one cool Canadian superhero, the coolest Canadian superhero of all time. And you know what? They're like, you know, he's a bit too cool. You know, we have to make him American. It's like, fuck you. Whose idea was it? Joe Quesada? I think it was actually. Please tell me they retconned that back, right? So yeah, obviously, oh, you have a thing where it's like, oh, it's like Zealot saves him from like, you know, the Damonite, which reminded me of that time that when we reviewed the WILDC.A.T.S DC crossover where Zealot killed Batman, and it's like, man, not only do we have like Zealot's better fighter than like, you know, Batman, Zealot's also a better fighter than Wolverine too. So yeah, but this is before he got his claws. We also get a scene where they fight on train, and you get this guy called Canyon, which I was getting like I kind of wonder if what's his name. We reviewed like the Winter Soldier graphic novel, and there was like a character that kind of looked like David Bowie. Here we get a character that kind of looks like Udo Kier, who's a famous German actor. So I don't know if that was intentional or not, but yeah. And that guy, I'm not exactly sure who Canyon was, if he was supposed to be like a what are the good aliens called? I can't remember. There's Daemonites and there's the Cherubim or something. He also has a sword. So apparently Wolverine, not only does Wolverine know about the Coda, he knows about these things. So also like Zealot gives him like Wolverine like claws. Ninja claws. Which is like, oh my god. So yeah, we get a fight, we get a cool duel here between Zealot and this guy. And then Wolverine has to fight the Daemon, and he's like, yeah, can we switch partners? Which he keeps calling her Blondie, by the way. Yeah, here we have the climax where they have the scroll. You see like the other Daemonite villains. I remember this guy, Hellspawn from the cartoon or whatever, which I still need to watch that WILDC.A.T.S cartoon. If I'm never gonna read the original series, I should at least watch the cartoon, man. In the 90s. I have a little cousin who said like she watched that cartoon and like said it was really good. So I should, and she like well she's like 20 now, but she was like a kid at the time. I'm like, holy fuck, my kid cousin watched the WILDC.A.T.S cartoon and I haven't. Holy shit. But I probably read more WILDCATS than her, though I haven't read a lot of WILDCATS. So yeah, we have the climax. The climax was a little short, but you know what? It was pretty cool. Would have been nice if it was a little drawn out, but you know what? A lot did happen, like in a single issue. So we have to shill. Like, I'm surprised they showed more Image stuff than Marvel at the end. Like, I think like the only Marvel thing they shilled was the WILDCATS crossover. Where was that? Where was that page? Oh my god. I remember seeing it. Where was it? Oh no, it's just right here. You can see the cover for the WILDCATS X-Men comic book. Which, did that ever come out? I have no idea. Yeah, it probably did. If this came out, obviously the main thing would come out. So yeah. What would I score this? I would say for like basically what is a one shot, I thought it was pretty good. It did kind of have a rush ending. The dialogue some of the dialogue wasn't good in my opinion. Like Wolverine kept calling the Daemonites thingies, which was like I wonder, that might have been a reference. Well, nah, that probably was. There's like a Canadian horror film called where the aliens were called, what was it? Thingies or some shit. I can't remember. No, it was called. No, I'm thinking of something else. What? Ignore me. But yeah, the action was good. The pacing was good. Overall, I thought it was good. It's a solid. It was a solid 7 out of 10, maybe almost an 8. So I don't know. Would I give it a 7.5? I wasn't huge. Like, the art was good, but I'm not a huge fan of, like, some of the characters kind of had the same. I'm not a fan of the photorealistic kind of like art. Because it just makes the fantastical elements look like out of place. But overall, it was good. And that's a beautiful cover, by the way. So yeah, I would say Yeah, I would say it's a 7 out of 10. It's not almost a 7.5, but not really. Yeah, so solid 7 out of 10. You know what, Scott Lobdell, you're a good X-Men writer. I'm going to check out more of your X-Men stuff. Yeah, so that's it for this review, guys. And yeah, tune in for the next X-Men month review, which will be, well, I was hoping I'm hoping that the X-Force, I'll finish the X-Force book before I put this out. But it's still the weekend, so maybe I'll finish that. But if not, our next X-Men month review will be X-Force Assault on Graymalkin, which I thought I had it here, but apparently I don't. Oh my god. That's it for this review, guys. Also, remember to like and comment, please. We're getting shadow banned, so show your boy some love. Jesus. Oops.